One Saturday morning, I went to Emerald in Pasig and saw this incredible scene of people who are learning to ride a bicycle. It was the last day of Pasig Transport, Bicycle Friendly Philippines, and Pinay Bike Commuters free bike lessons. A noble activity of teaching more Filipinos on how to ride the bicycle. Let's get to know more about it from one of its chief advocates and how this activity inspires us and hopefully other cities to follow. This is Lester Babiera and you are listening to Tambike Session, an Anima podcast. I'm joined by Miss Karen Crisostomo of Bicycle Friendly PH, who will share more stories about the free bike lessons in Pasig. Hi, Miss Karen. Welcome to Tambike Session.
Hi, good morning, Lester. I'm very happy to be here. Sa wakas, nandito ako. I'm honored.
We're very honored din po. And first, we'd like to congratulate you for the successful bike lessons this year. We heard so many good stories about it. That's why I decided to visit it one morning. And what I saw, the scene, it was really inspiring.
I'm so glad that you were able to visit it kasi last day yun for the year. Buti nakaabot na.
Yeah, and I was thinking, sana nakapagturo din pala ako.
There will be more, promise. And there will be more opportunities pa.
Miss Karen, can you tell us a brief background about your project? When did it start? How did it happen?
Ganito yon. It actually started in March. Even prior to this, we had already been discussing it. Kami actually with Anton, Pasig Transport. And so we were talking about, bike lessons. And then especially remember there was this time when the fuel prices really went up, as in sobra. It wasn't just about the pandemic, but the high cost of fuel. Talagang sabi namin, okay, let's really push for this. And so if we were thinking, if we teach people how to bike, maybe more people would leave their cars at home and di magiging less congested yung streets. And then high cost of owning a car, high cost of fuel also. So that would, and also syempre, that sense of freedom. So I'm also pala, not just Bicycle Friendly Philippines, I'm also with Pasig Transport. And I'm also
Uh-huh.
with Pinay Bike Commuter. It started out with Pasig Transport, Bicycle Friendly Philippines, and Pinay Bike Commuter. That was the first, of the in the poster. Later on, like alam mo yung parang cotton candy, it starts out
Yeah,
small and then when the vendor
it grew
starts,
bigger.
it grew bigger. I like that analogy of cotton candy kasi ang tamis eh. Napaka-sweet ng story. Because aside from us, nagkaroon kami ng mga supporters like from Alt Mobility, from FNF, si Friedrich Naumann Foundation, MBC, Makati Business Club, Decathlon, Spider. So these people started supporting.
Helping, yeah.
So that was how it started. So it started in March. And
This
then,
year lang yan, no?
yes, this year. So that was, yan yung background nun. Lalo na because of the high cost of fuel.
And Miss Karen, it all started in Emerald.
It started in Emerald, and then for a couple of sessions, we moved to Caruncho Avenue. The plan really was to kind of rotate around the people's streets of Pasig, yung open streets ng Pasig. But so far, we have done Emerald, Caruncho, and Emerald. We haven't yet gone on to the other open streets of Pasig, but that's the plan.
And this was open to anyone, not just Pasig residents, right?
Open to the public, people of all ages, everybody was welcome to come.
Because I remember when people ask me, "Do you teach how to ride a bike?" I don't because I just tell stories. So I always direct them to go to Pasig Transport. They teach free lessons, and sometimes they get intimidated because they thought na it's only for Pasig. And then I was telling them, no, 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 it's open for everyone. And then I learned that even people as from Malabon go to the bike lessons to learn, 'di ba?
That's true, that's true. Nakakagulat nga when we ask what happens during our bike lessons is one, the bike lessons are from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And we start sharply talaga, 7 a.m. start na kami. Although registration, when we say registration, we're there ahead of 7, pero the lesson itself starts at 7. And when I say lesson, it's not about the physical act of balancing. We start off with, I think you were not able to witness this in the last day, but in all other sessions, we had like a kind of like a classroom setting where there's a group and then we orient them. We introduce ourselves, we introduce the partners, the organizations involved, and we all talk about why we're together because all the organizations involved have the same goal in mind. It's all about addressing environmental issues, about the high cost of fuel. We all have that same goal. Especially also, we all are advocating for the bicycle as a primary and essential mode of transportation. We make this very interactive and very brief. Very quick lang to ha. Kasi syempre, we don't want it to just be about learning how to physically bike, but we also want to let them absorb, the benefits of biking. So we set them up for success also. We also ask them things like, oh, how did you come here? Paano pumunta dito?
Oh,
And then some will say, many actually say they walk. Kasi kung taga-Pasig sila, they just walk. Meron magsasabing nag-tricycle, nag-jeep. Meron magsasabing nag-taxi, nag-grab, or they drove themselves. After we ask them that, we also ask them, so what are the other forms of transportation other than what you used to get here? So may mga magsasagot, parang, very simultaneous. Meron magsasabihin na, oh, there's the boat, there's the ferry, there's the jeep, ganun, ano?
uh,
And so sometimes we're really waiting for them to say, the bicycle. Alam mo yun, as a
transition.
mode of transportation.
Yeah.
Now, when we talk about the bicycle or when we push, minsan makikita mo yung face nila kasi when we say, when you think about the bicycle, we point, no, look at that street, look at that lane, yung sa Emerald. Then we say, how much space does a car occupy? And then we say,
Correct.
look at this bicycle. And then we say, so what really causes traffic? What causes the congestion of the street? Is it the car or is it the bike? Tapos you can see in their face na parang, oo nga, no? Parang if you don't spell it out, alam mo yon. And one of the
Yeah.
things that we also say is that about a law in Executive Order 774, which has been in place since 2008, those who have less in wheels must have more of the road. So we talk to them, and this is all very quick lang, very quick. And so actually, I wish we had actually follow-up sessions. Kasi aside from talking about this, we set them up for success. We talk about ABC, things to check before riding, air, the brakes, the chain, syempre paloko, and your cash, para letter C din, di ba?
Yeah.
So we show them how to go about that. And then we also model how to scoot. We talk to them about scooting para they learn their balance. One thing that I include when I do the orientation is I say, okay, before anything else, I want you to close your eyes. Envision yourself already balancing and biking and really going down that lane. Another thing that I do, naku, this is a secret, they'll know na. When I'm running alongside with them. So they scoot. But sometimes when I see that the scooting isn't working, because it doesn't work for everybody,
Yes,
I do the
yes.
traditional way, like to hold the back of the seat and
Yes.
hold them on the shoulder and run with them. That's the way I taught
Yeah,
all
I
my
saw
children.
that. So that's the
Yeah,
traditional way.
that's the traditional way. You hold someone and you push. The other way to say is to give them that freedom of discovering it by themselves. So that's scooting. I don't know, scooting can be, I don't know if you saw the way we scoot. You can do, kumbaga parang scooter yung bisikleta, but can put one foot on the pedal and your other foot is on the ground and you're using that to push yourself. Or you can use 2 feet. And then later on, I tell them, lift your feet so that you can at least find your balance without pedaling. But sometimes I see that some students, it takes a while. So that's when I switch to traditional. And with the traditional naman, what I do is when I'm running alongside with them, sometimes I say, and this is a secret,
And secret that Miss Karen will be revealing for everyone.
I'm not holding you anymore. And when they hear that, it's like, what? But actually, I'm just holding lightly na lang. Alam mo yun?
Ah,
But
yeah.
kasi,
Kasi
what
they won't see
happened,
naman kasi it's your hand is behind them.
Yes. And so many times, because it boosts their confidence when they think, what? I was biking? And I actually asked them also, did you feel that you were on your own? And they go, oh. And so I said, you were doing it. You're on the road na. And so sometimes when they also say, oh, hindi ko kaya. Whoops, we go erase. No negative thoughts allowed. Ganyan ko. Just
Correct,
say,
yeah.
I can do it. I can do it. And then I'll say, sometimes when I see that if they're so stressed or tense, I'll say, okay, let's stop muna, stop. Remember, this is supposed to be an enjoyable activity. Relax. And I'll say, inhale, exhale. Oh, smile ka dyan, smile.
A form of meditation.
Yes, di ba? And so yun, parang then I'll say, oh, relax your hands muna. Okay, let's start all over again. So parang it's always positive words for me. You can do it, you're doing great. You're doing it. I saw you, you're on your own, ganon. So that's how we actually conduct our bike lessons.
This is very non-intimidating way of teaching someone to ride a bicycle. Kasi when you think about it, a bicycle is very simple. But at the same time, when you don't know how to ride the bike, it can be very intimidating kasi you fear na you might fall or, you might get into an accident. Pero that kind of teaching is actually boosting someone's confidence talaga.
I think that's really what it is about. If you give them, that positive energy, and if you give them that power or the strength to believe in themselves, ang laking tulong because I'm very, very happy to say that many of people who have joined our bike lessons leave knowing how to bike.
Oh, that's nice.
Even for us teachers, ang sarap ng feeling.
Correct, correct, correct. Going back to your orientation, it's not just a cycling lesson pala. It's also
No,
a bit of a mobility lecture or a bit of mobility lessons and road safety then.
yes, because I think that's so important because you can learn how to bike. But if you won't realize the importance of that skill, I think it will go to waste. So I think it's very important that they understand. One of the things nga pala we ask is, why do you want to learn how to bike?
What are the
So,
common answers?
meron magsasabi, kasi ang mahal ng pamasahe. Okay, so that's good. I say, okay, see, that's great to say biking is very economical. Then meron magsasabing, I want to be with my other half.
Friends.
Yes.
With your partner.
Oo,
Okay.
kasi parang they feel left out. And I always relate it. Kasi kami din, I always tell our instructors to introduce themselves and to call their students by name, get to know them, and try to make it very personal. Talk about how they also learn, when I learned, ganito, or who taught me, how I learned, how fast, or how it took me a while. Parang just so they also know that if the fear of falling is a normal fear. But at the same time, it's something that you can overcome. Parang don't let it rule. Don't let it be what will... Kasi sabi ko, you have to think positively. Ano mo yun? Para mas positive din ang resulta.
That's very nice though. That's very literal na friendly na with a bicycle.
Thanks, yeah.
Miss Karen, if someone wants to go to your class, do they need to bring their own bicycle?
Not necessarily, although we do say in our posters, you may bring your own bike para when they learn how to bike, they're being comfortable in their own bike. But more often than not, many come to us without bicycles. And so, aside from the bicycles of Pasig Transport, we also
Uh-huh.
are very fortunate to have the support of the bike rental group in Emerald and Caruncho who always lend us bikes. And Decathlon is also lent us bikes to use.
That's
So,
pretty supportive naman of them.
yes. So, sometimes we also tell them, we teach them about height. Kasi sometimes, syempre, for scooting, kailangan the seat is a little lower. And then when they start pedaling, they realize that seat height is too low for pedaling. And so I show them, so they realize then na having a too low seat height is not beneficial for
Mm-hmm. Correct.
riding.
Yeah, and for your knees then.
Correct. Yes.
How long does it usually take for someone to learn
Okay, that's a good question because many people ask us that. It varies because people have different learning curves. Everybody has their own unique learning curve. There's some people who can instantly, in an instant, we just talk about scooping and we demonstrate, and you put them on the bicycle, konting wiggle, and they're off. Just like
Mm,
that. Okay.
yeah.
And there are others it takes longer. There's some that will really take the whole 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. It is a variety of time. But there are also others who are returners. They come back. They come back to relearn or to practice their balance. They come back because they want to practice turning, or they just really want to be more confident. And I love seeing that
Yeah.
they're comfortable enough to come back. I think that's it's nice, to be a returnee.
Yeah. And maybe they return with a friend, devour with
They
someone.
do, yes.
Then, yeah.
Yes.
Miss Karen, what are the common reactions or feedback of your students regarding your lesson?
I see the joy in their face. You know that eureka? You know that they have this face when they
Like
finally
it's an
discover,
achievement.
especially when they see the balance, they find that balance and then they're going. You can really see that they don't want to stop because they keep going once they
Uh-huh.
found that balance. So that's a reaction when they don't want to stop. They want to keep going and going. If you say, "Come, let's give others a chance," and they're like, "Ah, okay, pero pwede pa ako bumalik?" And like, yes, of course, But so the reaction is happiness, there's joy. I will admit there are a few. You can tell that there's a little disappointment when they're not able to, but these are the same people who come back. They're still hopeful. So
Yes,
their
yes.
coming back means it's yes, disappointment, but hopeful that they will learn.
Oh, the joy of a first bike ride is really something special.
Yes.
But it can be frustrating too, especially if you don't get to balance after imagining that you can.
For those, we always say, "Hey, you come back, ha? I expect to see you next session." Or we tell them, "Oh, when you can." Kasi some of them will tell us, may bisikleta ako sa bahay, or I have a bike that I can borrow from my neighbor. And I say, sige, you already know the basics. You already know the scooting. Keep practicing. You're going to get it. So again, it's always about encouraging.
And there's no age limit, no gender.
We've had 60-plus-year-old join,
Mhm,
and
yeah.
we've
I saw
had
nga one guy from Malabon. I think he's a grandfather na ata or a dad na
yeah.
he wants to learn a bike for his commutes.
Correct, yeah. I think our difficulty lang for the young ones is that we don't have kiddie bikes.
Oh,
Yung
I see.
talagang for the little ones. So minsan we really say, if you want, we're okay to teach the little children how to bike, but we would recommend that you bring their bike along.
Who teaches the students? Are they all from Pasig Transport?
Ganito yun. Siyempre, from Bicycle Friendly Philippines, we do have members. And then, Pinay Bike Commuter Community. And then later on, we also opened it up. It was so nice because some people just messaged either the Bicycle Friendly Philippines page or messaged directly to me that they want to volunteer. So, the teachers are from Bicycle Friendly Philippines, Pinay Bike Commuter Community, and volunteers from all over.
How many teachers do you have and how many slots do you accept for students per day?
You know, we don't limit it. There's no limit for the slots. In fact, in June, Independence Day Grand Fondo, which was done by Mobile in Manila,
In Manila, yeah.
yeah, we had close to 100 students. To be
Whoa,
honest,
that's big.
we were all running around like headless chickens.
Oh my
Because
god. And how many teachers were there?
at that time, I think we were around 25.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, but I don't know how we did it, but we managed it. It was managed. Everybody got the orientation. Everybody was able to get on a bicycle. Many people learned how to bike that day. And so, tawag, if there's a wheel, there's a way.
Correct, correct. And that must have been very overwhelming and at the same time very fulfilling on your part.
Both, yes, absolutely, yes.
That was the biggest number of students that you had.
Yun nga, I think it was 96.
Grabe, grabe, wow.
That was June, yes.
If you're in that area where you're surrounded with cyclists, it's just encouraging and inspiring. They'll probably feel like they want to be in that event next year and join the Grand Fondo.
Oo. I think what also helps is that when we do ask them why why they came over to learn, one other thing is we ask, are you here of your own free will? And, because they brought themselves there, or it means they have the desire to learn how to bike. And I
Correct.
think that desire it motivates them. If they come of their own free will and if they really want to learn, mabilis talaga, they can learn quickly.
So, Miss Karen, for me, what you do, this activity is a very important endeavor, teaching people how to ride a bike. For you, why do you continue teaching people to bike, even spearheading an event like this?
Alam mo, Lester, I've seen how the bicycle has been a very important tool in building and creating happy moments, happy memories for me. It's very personal. My family, my husband and I, we met 36 years ago, first date bicycle. We've been married for
Oh,
34 years and we're still biking. And our three children are all bike commuters. And we've seen the impact that the bicycle has made on our lives, that it's an option, a life choice. It's a very simple gadget. The bicycle is as a gadget, no, but very simple, but very, very important, very essential. And we've seen not just, many people have asked, why do we bike? And many times before, I would say, I do this for my children's children, for to leave, a legacy. What will we leave for them if we continue to drive our motorized vehicles? What air will be left to breathe for the younger generations to come? Or health reasons, if we continue to be very reliant on motorized transportation, then we're going to forget how to walk, how to bike, how to be more active. And so I really continue to push for this because its benefits, not just on a personal level, it's something I want to share. I want to share to everyone how it has helped my life, helped my family's life, and I want to share and let them know, the independence that we have from motorized vehicles.
wow, that's really inspiring, very noble, and very heartfelt.
Thank you, Les. It truly is, and it continues to be a topic of discussion in our family and between me and Rosar. We wish we could reach more people. We wish we could make more people understand and see the benefits, because I think the biggest challenge we have in our culture is changing the mindset of people. Because before Rosar and I, my husband and I, we were also of the mind that, oh, let's use the car because it's faster. Let's use the car because it's more comfortable. But, there was that, we were able to make that shift and we're hoping that more families can make that shift to see, to see that it is very beneficial.
Were there other organizations or LGUs that approach you asking for tips or inviting you to hold bike lessons to their constituents?
Yes, there have been LGUs. We haven't yet been able to have our
Yeah,
bodies,
correct, correct.
but yes, Makati has invited, Mandaluyong has invited, there have been schools that have invited. And so we just really need to know how we can be able to manage also our time and be able to do. But yes, absolutely. We want to be able to do this, to be able to reach more people. I want them to feel, to understand, to feel, to experience what we are experiencing, this freedom that we have, that independence that we have through the bicycle.
And I hope this gets to be replicated talaga sa other cities and they also hold their, bike lessons every weekend or kahit every day, 'di ba? For just to encourage more people to ride their bicycles. Kasi nga naman if people don't know how to bike, how can we see people cycling, 'di ba?
Siguro nasa wish list ko nga 'to. I wish that Department of Education would include biking and the benefits of biking, not just the act of biking, but the benefits of biking in the curriculum.
Puwede 'no, sa physical education, 'di ba? Why not?
Yes. Yes. I mean, if they have, they have ping pong, they have table tennis, they have basketball, they have, let biking be part of a subject, and the benefits of biking be part of the curriculum.
Miss Karen, are we gonna see more of this in the coming years or at least next year?
Yes. I'm saying yes because it's something that I know myself and the other volunteers want to continue doing. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the volunteers who come, of their own free will. Talagang they've been coming, they've been very supportive, they've been great in how they really show up each time to teach the participants who also come. So, ang laki, sobra. It's been a great experience and we want to continue doing this.
Next year, Miss Karen, I'll volunteer. I
Yay!
really wanna teach eh. Parang I was just there for one morning and I was really amazed and inspired na sana nagturo talaga ako that day.
I think one of the things that we want to do is to institutionalize the instructors, the training of the instructors, so that again, no, we want to make sure that all instructors will always have this encouraging attitude or will use positive words and to use this method of teaching because we see that it is a very effective way of letting people learn how to bike as well as an effective way of spreading the word of the benefits of biking.
And Miss Karen, thank you very much for sharing your story and inspiring us. I hope you continue what you do.
Thank you for having me and thank you for allowing me to share this story. Sobrang salamat, syempre, Pasig Transport. Sobrang salamat, Pinay Bike Commuter Community, Makati Business Club, and all these other people who have supported FNF, Autobility. This could not happen without all the support that we've been getting. By the way, even Spider pala, they donated helmets, for some of the participants. So, maraming salamat to all these supporters.
Your story deserves to be heard by more people, and more organizations and institutions should follow that. And sana, more people come to your sessions to show up and learn how to ride the bike. How can they know if you're back accepting students?
We often have the posters on both Bicycle Friendly Philippines and Pasig Transport. And then Pinay Bike Commuter also reposts. And many times it is reshared naman. Another thing to say is that it can also be naman an internal. It doesn't always have to be in the open streets, no? But that's something that we can work out.
Again, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence. And hopefully, our listeners were inspired by your story.
Salamat. Thank you, Lester, for having me. It's nice to be here on your bike session.
Maraming salamat. And to our listeners here, yan, if you want to learn to ride a bike, go and check out Bicycle Friendly Philippines at Pasig Transport, Pinay Bike Commuter. I hope na magkita-kita ulit tayong lahat sa susunod na episode ng Tambike Session.